Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome.
To Onesies, a podcast of one season, wonders and blunders. My name's Andrew.
I'm Emily. Hi.
Hi, and we're talking about Emily's favorite show in the whole wide world, Dweebs, from 1995, aired on CBS. I just
The
watched the episode.
I just finished
Excellent.
the great episode. I mean, the crush episode.
Yes, so I thought we were somehow out of order when we started because it appears the main plot is going to involve Peter Scolari's house, his custom built rich guy house,
Yes.
which will be designed by
Some guy with the worst German accent I've ever
so
heard.
yes, now that gentleman who plays him is not what's the name of the guy from Die Hard, the dancer who died,
I'm not a boy. I don't watch Die Hard.
Alexander Goodenough. I'm sorry, you don't like Alexander Goodenough? Hold on, let's
I don't
drop
know who
this
that
in.
is.
My good lady wife likes him, so maybe it's maybe it'll be like a Krumholtz thing. Where is the stupid chat on? Why is
Next to the react button,
it's a note? No, it's not a note. Chat. There it is.
Andrew doesn't know how it works. All right. Uh,
Anyway, that's not who's in the episode.
no.
Who's in the episode is Eric Allen Kramer, who I know from The Incredible Hulk Returns, where he played
He
Thor.
he looked like from a distance who was the brother of the uncle on no, the son of the uncle on the Dracula of the series, the son who was a vampire
Yes,
of Gustav.
yes, that's
He
right.
looked like him, except I don't know,
So he
a
also
worse somehow a worse accent than anybody in Dracula the series.
no, yes, this is incredible accent work here.
And also completely like for a B subplot, there's nothing. It's giving nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So he also was Little John in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, okay.
See, I was just waiting to say that because I knew you'd seen that. And he
Right.
was on News Radio for an episode, so you might get to
Oh,
that. Okay, so he shows up and they talk about
how he designs the how he designed the King of Jordan's house.
yes, they make fun of they comment that he's the designer for dictators or something.
Yeah,
And he
cool.
goes in
Super cool.
and he like steamrolls Peter Scolari, who has Kari stay in the room, which also implies that this is gonna have some bearing. It has no bearing
Nothing.
on
Kari does
anything.
nothing. Kari does nothing by staying in the office. The guy just continues to steamroll,
Yep.
except that Warren admits that he is difficult. He's notoriously difficult to please. And that makes the snobby guy all that much more like sure that he can help because he's designed houses for the richest people.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
So
So then back out into the office and no?
yeah.
Do we
When
I
did he
don't
go
know.
downstairs though?
I don't know when we go downstairs. Whatever happens in the office is unimportant. So I let's cut to the scene where Carrie's down in the cafe. She's waiting for Ben, her boyfriend,
Who
and
is
Vic,
late?
who's late. And
Wait,
Vic comes down.
did we get a Ben mention earlier? Is this the first time he's come up? Did
I
she
don't know.
mention it was their anniversary, maybe in the first couple scenes or something? Anyway,
I don't know.
she's
Whatever.
waiting for Ben. Ben's been making her wait lately,
Yeah.
which she feels bad about. Um,
Vic comes down. He's picking up a to-go order, sits down next to her. She's eating and he's telling her that she's got stuff on her face. I don't know.
they
And
have, yes, she says his goatee looks, she
oh,
asks him why
like
he's got the
Burl
goatee,
Ives.
like
Yes.
Burl Ives. He says he's treated
which was
like Satan. She says it's kind of sexy. And,
Burl Ives is a weird reference for 1995. He died that year, I guess.
well, he was sexy till the end. What are you going to do?
Andrew certainly has a type. Um, then Ben shows up. Vic feels uncomfortable, goes upstairs. Little did we know that
The
he.
vulture.
Oh, did we miss the vulture? Okay.
We open even before.
Even before. No, it's not. It must be that middle scene.
It must. Okay, so
Yeah.
Vic gets a special delivery of a vulture from a girl whose heart he broke.
Mm,
And this vulture is going to pick him. She hopes it picks his bones clean or something.
yeah.
Peter Scolari says it can't be in the office. They don't allow scavenger birds in the office. So Vic goes and lets it out on the balcony. The first time I think we've been on the balcony
Hmm.
in the show. We got a nice set here. They got some of that second set money, or third set money. Uh, and he lets it go. Everybody watches it fly up, and it then dive bombs and eats a Yorkie. And that's the end of that. Okay. So, yes. So Vic goes downstairs. Vic comes back upstairs. He goes out on the balcony. He opens his shirt. Emily sits on the edge of her seat, hoping for some of that fell dog flesh. She does not get any fell dog flesh. Sad to say. Sad to say. I wonder how much his cameos are. Um, and he wants the bird to come and kill him because his heart is broken because he now is in love with Kari.
He's in love with Kari. I guess we missed this moment. He goes back into the office and tells his compatriots that he's in love with Kari and he hates Ben and he needs to admit to her that he's in love with her. And Carl's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're all in love with Kari. You
And
got to sit this out because you telling her is going to mess it up for everybody else. Because right now she kisses my bald head. She tells me I'm sexy. She, I don't know what she does for Morley except is fodder for his disgusting rape fantasies. Um, and if Vic admits that he has feelings for her, then she will be self conscious and she will stop doing all of those things except existing for Morley. Um, and so you better not say a goddamn thing.
yeah, I
It's weird
do
and
like
creepy.
it's weird and creepy. I do think that we've already established Vic has been fantasizing about her, so this is a little weird that in this episode he was indifferent when previously he'd been a little creepy.
Well, I think there's a distinction to be made with the previous woman, as illustrated by the gift of the vulture. He was only fooling around. Good time Vic. That's what they called him. And he was breaking hearts and he was not falling in love. And now he's fallen in love.
Interesting.
So he might have had bad, naughty thoughts about her,
Thoughts.
but he
What?
wasn't in love with her.
Yeah.
Now he's in love with her. And I think at some point, doesn't he even like tell somebody to cool it when they're talking about her in a gross way?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe Morley.
I think, but Carl also they also give him the look because everybody's sort of disgusted by Morley,
Yeah.
which is interesting. But yeah, so this is the sort of actual conceit of the show is that they have a pretty office manager who um, shines their egos, and yeah, that's apparently the show. Cool.
Yep.
So now, what happens after that? Do we go to the next day or something?
Maybe.
Because we're gonna have a scene where Ben comes to the office to pick Carrie up, and he asks Vic what's the deal with the sunglasses, To which Vic responds, "What's the deal with your dumb yuppie face?" Which is fair. I mean, this is a somewhat problematic episode because Ben does suck. So, you know, they all kind of suck, but Ben
Yeah.
really, well, more
I
than
mean, I mean, we find out later how much he sucks,
Ben really sucks. Yeah.
but he's just a generic yuppie. I mean, they didn't give him like anything.
Personality.
Yeah.
Um, at some point, we're going to have more with the designer and Peter
Just one more
Scolari,
scene, right?
but only
It's so
one more scene
stupid.
where
Whatever.
the designer comes in and is showing Peter Scolari something, and Peter Scolari says he doesn't like it,
Yep.
and the designer tries to push him around, and Peter Scolari does one of his
He gets tough for about a second. He says something like, sit down and write down everything I'm about to say. And the guy just like flips on a dime. The guy who's like 2 feet taller than him just flips on a dime, sits down, ready to write. And then he does his like stammery, can't quite get anything
yeah,
out. So the guy doesn't know what he's trying to say. And he gets flustered and he leaves.
yeah, cool subplot about Bill Gates's house being built because this is a good show. Your favorite show is a good show. I just want to reinforce that for you. Oh, you did pick this one, right?
I did. I did.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't say it was my favorite. I'd never seen it before. It's
So
1995, network television.
CBS sitcom. So the desperation is something special. So then we get Kari being mad at Vic and going
Oh,
off to lunch
because
because
Vic
they get
tries to
really,
start a fight.
yeah.
Yeah, they get into hollering like they're super close to let's take this outside.
And of course, dude is much bigger than Fell Dog.
Harry's about bigger than Fell Dog.
She is actually taller than Fell Dog, I believe we establish, because Ben refers to him as her little friend or something.
He's 5'5".
Short King Summer, leave it alone.
My short king is taller than that.
Your Short King is also not Corey Feldman, so
That's
let's just
true.
clear that up. That
Yeah, not even remotely.
not. I mean, Corey Feldman was. He was your husband was 45 when Corey Feldman was even born, so it's fine. Um, RFK looks good for his age too. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so moving on to
Um,
there's video of Cheryl Hines at like a Trump thing being very happy with her life. So yeah. Didn't Andy say she sucks? Am I making that up? Yeah, okay. So Emily's finally got me listening to Thought Spirals. Slight
yeah.
diversion for a little crossover here. Um, Thought Spiral, our cousin show. Um, but yeah, there's a great bit where Andy Kidler's just like, I mean, I remember when I met Cheryl Hines, and I was just like, she doesn't care about anything but being famous.
Yeah.
Terrible. Okay, so back to the thing.
I honestly do not remember what happens after this, except when they get to her apartment.
Yeah, well, I think that's it. I think he
Oh,
goes
is
to
that
the
it?
apartment, and yeah, I think we have the storm out scene with the architect or something, and we're skipping over the scenes where Carl is telling him not to fucking push this, to leave it alone,
Yeah.
that they are, you know, Morlocks, and she is a whatever the
Beautiful angel from heaven.
Alanis or whatever they were called
I don't
the
know.
in the time machine. It's rare that I feel bad. Like bad. I felt empathy for Stephen Tobolowsky in some of these moments because I just am like, your
He's better than
intellect
this.
is better than this, sir. What are
Yeah.
you saying? What are they paying? Sir, they're not paying you enough for you to say these things aloud, sir.
He's so much better than this. He has
Um,
his moments in this show.
he does, but
This one just
like
isn't quite there.
no, it's very just like it's because okay, so 95, I guess it'd been a while since I'd seen like a woman having to date on a sitcom
Yeah.
when she's not, when the gag isn't she's a high-powered executive who's trying to make it work with her life or whatever, or like the post. Because I mean, honestly, it was like there was Friends,
Ally McBeal.
Elaine, which
Ally McBeal.
Ally
Ally McBeal.
McBeal, and Sex in the City, and
Yeah.
basically everything is sort of in that Tumblr.
Yeah.
This is not. This is before that. This show could be, if this were like a more thoughtfully written show and they'd cast somebody better as Ben and had him recurring, this show would literally be about her getting her preparing for her wedding and quitting when she gets married, which is actually what Farrah Fawcett did in her career. So that's interesting.
Well, good for her.
I do not know if she auditioned for Harvey Weinstein, but I do not think she had a very good time in the 90s, which we talked about on
Yeah.
previously in
Yeah.
expectations of her physical appearance to succeed in Hollywood. Charming. Hashtag
Very charming.
feminist. Okay, so Vic, played by Korfeld Feldman Sr., shows up at her door. I honestly thought we were going to see his fucking eyes this episode.
Me too, actually, because Ben had made a deal about his sunglasses, and we knew that he was about to get real with her. We thought he was about to get real with her. And so I thought, and in previous episodes, he had talked about like he doesn't take his glasses off except for in like extreme circumstances. And I was like, what's more extreme than this guy being in love for the first time? But he never does because it's not well written.
No, it is not. Or
Or,
Dog was putting the cocaine in his eye sockets at that point. So you never know. Or he did some sort of makeup thing to look like Michael Jackson, and everybody was like, dude, no, you don't know. It's Dog. Fell Dog?
Fell Dog,
Fell Dog.
Core Dog.
Dog. That's Fell Dog After Dark.
Is
Okay.
that the porn parody?
It's a porn parody. I wonder how close Corey Feldman has come to doing porn. Like, was he one bad night away from it, or was it like a week?
I don't know. I don't
Because
know
I
anything
mean,
about him.
okay. Anyway, he sucks is kind of the problem. The problem is he sucks on multiple levels. I think he was good when he was like
When he was a kid,
a kid.
he was in
Like I
Goonies. That was
yeah,
good.
I think he was really good in Goonies, right? Like he was, but the problem was is that like he's just been mouth.
He was good in Stand By Me. I love
Yeah.
Stand By Me.
So
But he had a fucked up childhood and he did not break the circle.
yeah.
Break the
So
cycle. Sorry, not the circle, the cycle. I know words.
speaking of words, we are going to hear some words now in the television program as Fell Dog, Fell Dog thinks
Core
about
Dog.
knocking on the door. It sounds like corgi. It's cute.
It's cute.
What if Corey Feldman were played by a corgi?
Aww.
Aw. Okay.
With
So
sunglasses on. That would be
so cute. Okay.
adorable.
We're not watching that show. So instead, he considers not knocking on the door, but then he like does by accident, and so
Does sound like overly dramatic, like, what am I gonna do with his fist on the wall? Except it's not the wall, it's the door. Knocking on the door. She says, come in. He freezes and she opens the door and welcomes him inside. Says she doesn't have a lot of time. She's wearing a very nice dress, no shoes. Quentin Tarantino called in that request.
oh
Um, and or maybe Fell Dog, who knows? And he makes an excuse. Oh, I'm just here to install some software. You know that Warren likes you to be the guinea pig. And she says she's getting ready. They're having an anniversary date. Ben is on his way over. Maybe she's making dinner. I don't know. He goes to sit down at the computer and her phone rings. And it's Ben. Fell Dog, she starts saying, like, wait, you're not coming. What? And Fell Dog tries to remove himself from the situation as much as you can on a small set. Instead of like leaving, he just moves to the other side of the apartment. And because it's 1995 and she's got a cordless telephone, she is just pacing around the apartment because she's anxious. And it turns into like a weird Scooby-Doo thing where he's running away from her and she's just following him. Goes into the kitchen, presumably that's what's over there. And uh, she goes into the kitchen too, and then he immediately comes out. And um, what we hear from Farrah Fork, very nice, her dialogue, very nicely telling the story, her one sided dialogue, is that Ben is seeing somebody else and they are going to break up. And that makes her very sad. So she hangs up. She tells Vic that Ben broke up with her, and he is trying in his own special way to console her, like being sad is for sissies or something.
And what I didn't know how they were going to get there. I thought it would be difficult for them to get there given some of the things, but I felt like there was the implication he might try to take advantage of this situation,
Yeah, but they didn't do it.
but they don't do it. And
Right.
instead, he tells her
He
that
he uses it. Actually, I thought it was, I mean, if we're going to talk about sitcoms and like nice ways of wedging things in, he instead says you need to channel this into rage. And this is what you should be upset about. You're beautiful and you're intelligent and you make people feel good. He doesn't say that, but
he
whatever.
doesn't say she's intelligent. That
But
I was waiting for him to say that.
you make
He
people
did
feel
not.
good.
She's very nice.
Anybody who loves you is lucky to be loved by you.
Yes.
And all of these very sweet things that we know that he's thinking, but he's not telling her that it's him that's thinking that. And then he essentially calls Ben a son of a bitch for throwing it all away, and he leaves.
Before he goes, he says, if you need anything else,
Oh, yeah, call Carl.
call Carl because I'm spent, which is
Yeah,
another like he's not even leaving the door unlocked, right? Like
yeah,
he's we're all of a sudden seeing this nice character development moment in a shitty show.
yeah.
Right. It's very weird.
It's very
Uh,
weird.
whoever won that argument in the writer's room, pat on your back. So then she goes over and realizes that he installed something on her computer, and it is a animation of roses that then say smile, comma Vic. And I thought this was amazing because you told me this is how your husband proposed to you.
Well, I was a child in 1995. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's all I was saying too.
And my husband's name is not Vic. So,
That's true. Or Corey Feldman or Quentin Tarantino, which I considered making a bit when you were talking about feet earlier, because, like I said,
he's worth making fun of.
you'll never convince me he's not the guy who screams out, "We got feet" in the movie theater. Oh,
And
so
that's the end of the episode, right? She smiles, the camera pulls back. She's smiling like a ding dong at her
basically,
computer.
Magnolia. Yep. Do you know what that movie? Do you get that reference?
I do, I do, I do.
Okay, good. Cool. Nice.
Um, the end. All right. Yay, that's over. What's next?
Read the title.
Just one second. I'm getting there.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yep, read it.
the Noreen Sleeps with Warren show. Great.
So,
Great. I
last week you said we were an episode further than we actually are because we've been off for reasons. We have
Oh
been.
yeah. Okay.
So we've been off a couple weeks. So we're getting that sorted. But you said we were further ahead than we were. So there's that. But then I did realize this is what, episode 7 coming up?
Yeah.
I don't think Kari and Warren have time to fuck in the front 10. So I think we might be safe. So
Yeah.
small victories.
Small. Very small.
Don't make fun of Peter Scolari being short. He's dead. Damn. Damn, Emily.
Okay. Well, thank you all for
Okay.
listening. Andrew, thank you for watching this wonderful TV show with me. Um, See you next week, folks, when we watch episode 7 of Dweebs. I'm not even going to repeat the name of the episode. Andrew, see you in Television Land.
See you in television land, Emily.